Hi everyone, my name is Malu, and this is my presentation for our observation time that we did for Education 202. I did my observation hours at Reed Elementary in Kuna. We're part of the Kuna School District number 3. Our school is the home of the cheetahs, and we always show our spots, which is success is practicing respect, opting for compassion, and taking responsibility. I observed 3 different classes: Miss Hall's first grade class, Miss Gordon's third grade class, and Miss Kamick's extended resource room, the ERR. A little bit of information about our school is we are a Title I school. We have between 75 and 85% of students that receive free or reduced lunches. We have an ELL program. We are the only school in the school district of Kuna that has migrant students from outside of the country. We also have a resource room, the RR, and an extended resource room, the ERR. We also have homeless students and at-risk students. We also have the dual language program for the Kuna School District, where our students are in a class 50-50, 50 primary English speakers, and 50% are going to be Spanish primary speakers, and they blend them together, and the lessons start out 90% in Spanish and 10% in English, and move their way as you go further up in grade levels to where it's more balanced to 50-50. So the thought is that these students will come out of high school completely dual language, like there's no problems with them speaking both languages, and it makes them more marketable in the long run. And it also helps our Spanish-speaking students learn English. So classroom management, Miss Hall and Miss Gordon's class both use the similar system as most of our teachers do at our school. They have a color chart, and every day you start at green, and you can move up or down depending on your attitude and what you're doing. The teacher will tell you go move your clip or go move your picture, depending on if you're in 3rd grade or 1st grade. And it's your responsibility to actually go and do it. The exception would be in our kindergarten classes, the teachers move them, but after that you're supposed to take responsibility for yourself. So you start at green, and then you can go up to blue, purple, and pink, and you can go down yellow, orange, and red. You get a parent-teacher conference if you end up in red, and depending on the class, some classes will give you prizes. Like we have a spot program for kids that show extraordinary and go above and beyond what they need to. So some teachers, if they get a pink, 5 pinks in a row, they will get a spot, and then their spot is turned in at the end of the trimester for a chance to win a prize at our assembly. So they're just different incentives depending on what grade you're in. Some teachers have stores in their classrooms, so it's a fun system. Diversity. In Ms. Hall's class, she has 3 ELL students that are more Spanish speaker than an English speaker, but for some reason mom and dad did not agree to putting them in the dual language program. And both classes, Miss Hall and Miss Gordon's class, each have 2 students on IEPs that spend their time between the ERR or their general ed classroom. Miss Kamick has 14 kids, only 3 of them are girls, soon to be 15 kids and 4 girls after the Thanksgiving break. 5 of the students are dual languaged kids that primarily speak English, but is easier for some things if you translate it into Spanish for them. And of her 14 students, 7 of them are behavioral kids, so it makes it a little more challenging in the room sometimes. When it comes to technology, our school is very lucky that we have smart boards in every single classroom now. We also have 2 Chromebook carts, each cart has 36 Chromebooks on it. So the computer lab basically can come to you in your classroom, You can use it for keyboarding, and then you can use it for your portfolios when you get older into 5th and 6th grade. During testing season, we'll be able to still continue using the one cart for keyboarding while the other cart is being used for standardized tests. So it's a great, huge improvement. We also have Wi-Fi throughout the whole school now, so that the kids can use their Chromebooks throughout the whole entire school. The other thing that we're trying to implement is we're trying to get a cart of tablets for our younger kids, our K1 and 2 kids. It's easier for them to use tablets than to use the Chromebooks. So some of the questions I answered were there any students with any special plans in IEP or 504? Ms. Hall has 2 students on IEPs, a little boy and a little girl. The little boy only attends class in the morning for about 20, sometimes 30 minutes if he can handle it. He will also go to specials with the kids most of the time. The little girl attends 30 minutes first thing in the morning, before lunch, after lunch, and sometimes an additional one before the end of the day. She will also do specials with them, and then on Fridays, she will definitely go down for craft time. Sometimes he will. It depends on what the craft really is. And then in Miss Gordon's class, she has 2 students, and they're both girls. They've been together with each other since kindergarten, and they go down to the room together 4 to 5 times a day, and they go to specials with their class, and they go down for about 30 minutes at a time. We've found with most of our students, 30 minutes at a time is more than enough at one time for them in their general education class. So one of the other questions I answered is while you were observing, did you have any children break down and start crying about a home situation, and how did the teacher handle it? The student that had the situation never really started to cry. It's 2 brothers in our ERR, and they had missed a day of school, and mom just said that they weren't feeling good, so they weren't coming in. And the next day they came in, and the older brother, he basically just said something's going on at home. And since then, he's completely been different. He's quiet. He's not his cheerful, normal, talkative self. He's not as bubbly as he used to be. His younger brother, I don't think, understands as much of what's going on, so he's kind of still the same, but still a little more quiet when you start asking, how was your weekend? What'd you do? Or, for example, what are you guys going to be doing for the holidays? Those kinds of questions. So it's a little weird. The teachers and the parents have basically just been telling him it's okay. We're still here for you. Just letting him know that we still love him and that everything's okay. The older brother had no books in the ERR at his reading level. Most of the books are for younger kids in the room. So when we were at book fair the other week, I went ahead and bought him a couple of books that I knew he would like, that he can keep there. So he has some books in there now. Has observing helped steer you more towards teaching or further away? It's actually made me want to become a teacher more. I've always known that I wanted to be a teacher, and particularly in special education for the last few years. I have a daughter that is in 1st grade that has Down syndrome, so it works for me really well. Being in the ERR like I have been has made a huge difference. It's really made me see what it means to be a special education teacher, and I can't wait till I'm at that point. So, in summary, I love our school, and I can't wait to do more teaching there. I hope to be able to go to work at the school in the long run when I'm done and can start teaching. I've actually been lucky enough, along with my observation hours, to have been a sub at the school for a while now. So I've been getting extra practice, you could say, for when I become a teacher. And my girls go to that school, so it makes it easier. I already know all the staff, and I know the teachers, and I know how things work. So it's kind of nice. The teachers will give me advice if I need it. So I really enjoy it. I know that I'm not guaranteed to work at that school, but I know that our ERR teacher is only going to be there for a few more years. So I know that, In about 5 years or so, maybe even less, there will be a position open there for what I want to be. So it's something to keep in the back of my mind as I keep going. And so, yeah, this experience has really made a huge difference. It's really shown me not just the teaching side for the extended resource room, but also the paperwork side that I have to deal with and everything. And it's really been an eye-opening experience and such a wonderful experience. Those kids are the sweetest, most loving kids ever. And so, yeah, I can't wait till I can start teaching. Thank you for listening and watching my presentation. I hope you guys all enjoyed your experiences as much as I have, and you all continue to do what makes you happy. Thank you.